Okay, we should be good. Let's see. Okay. How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camp does that to you.
Camp exhausted.
Yeah. Well, our first podcast.
Yes.
We have plenty of things to talk about, but zero structure. So
Zero.
This is gonna be a real adventure for the first one, but it's only gonna get better from here. So that's the important part. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to talk about first, or?
No.
Okay.
You were asking me a question, and then you stopped asking me a question because you wanted to save it for the podcast. We could just jump right into whatever it was, but I forgot what it was.
It was. Oh, we wanted to talk about Han Solo. Solo Star Wars story. Okay, give me your thoughts.
My expectations were so low going in, abysmally low.
Yeah.
And so I came out of it really happy.
Me
too. I don't know how much of that is just I really thought it was going to be shit, and how much of it was just like
not bad
expertise. But yeah, it was surprising, especially Alden something. What's his name? The actor who played Han?
Yeah, I thought he did I don't know. I think the biggest thing that you had to do for like a Han Solo movie is to like capture the spirit of Han Solo, because like he's just such he's of all the Star Wars characters, he's one of the ones that are like bigger than himself, you know?
Yeah.
And I think he did a really good job of like really like it felt like a young Han Solo, which was if you didn't have that, there was just no chance the movie was gonna work.
Yeah, no, there were moments when I was like, no, that's Harrison Ford. Like, I forgot for a moment that it wasn't this guy.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously Donald Glover.
Amazing. He did a good job. Oh. He did a really good job.
We love him.
Are you excited for the new I have more on Donald Glover, but I think we have more to say about Solo, so we'll get there.
We'll come around.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say is I went and saw it with my dad, and he was saying how he kind of went back on this after he said it, but he originally said that he doesn't really like the movies that kind of go back and explain. It felt just too much, like how they would go back and like, here's how he got his gun, here's how they met Chewie, here's how, like, they just explained every little piece.
Yeah, I was watching a video on YouTube, and I don't remember which video it was, because I watch a lot of YouTube, but it was this guy talking about Solo, and he was saying that actually it was a woman, talking about how the disappointment she felt with the movie was that so much of it was smacking you with nostalgia as much as humanly possible, and gimmick after gimmick, and explanation after explanation, and it, instead of like a cohesive narrative, it was more of just
plot points that would make him,
like, let's explain this and this and this and this, and give fans, all this stuff they've been theorizing about, like, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is, and then we'll just connect it with decent dialogue and action
and wit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the saving grace of it was that the humor of Solo was more Star Warsy than previous Disney Star Wars movies, which felt
100%, which were just glorified Marvel movies. Yeah. Not even glorified, just other Marvel.
They were just fantasy Marvel.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think personally, I don't totally mind the going back and explaining, because I feel like we grew up in like the time of going back and explaining, like all the great things had pretty much already been created, and our generation was going back and explaining with like Star Wars, the Clone Wars, like things like that, so I feel like I kind of get a kick out of like the nostalgia side, but I do think it was a little much.
I love it. I love the nostalgia, and like Star Wars, the Clone Wars was amazing. My problem with Solo was that Clone Wars, obviously was 6 seasons maybe of just like detailed storylines that weren't all connected, but like fleshed out what Clone Wars was.
Yeah.
But Solo is, I don't remember the runtime, but it's whatever it is, and that's it.
It's not even, yeah.
And so you don't have a lot of time to address all these things that they threw in there, which was my problem. Like, Han and Chewie meet in that death pit prison, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're hurting each other. They both realize they need to work together to get out, whatever.
Like,
they get out, and then like 2 minutes later, Han's calling him Chewie, and they're buddy, and it doesn't make any sense.
Well, even that scene, the scene in the pit was like 5 minutes most.
Right.
And it was just like why?
It would have been cool if they had been, I was thinking like if they had been down there, instead of having to kill each other, they were just both chained down there and not given like more than just the base amount of food or whatever.
And then they had
it
to like
became
bond.
Like a prison break
Yeah.
situation where they bond over suffering versus just, oh, we hit each other for a bit, but now guess what?
Han's smart enough.
Yeah.
But like Chewie's been around for so like
he's
like
100 and whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, Chewie's been known or been shown to be intelligent. I don't understand why.
I guess him trying to kill doesn't necessarily mean he isn't intelligent.
Yeah,
he isn't hungry and starving, but
I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
I always imagined the forming of that friendship to be more over time and not immediate. I didn't think that, a Wookiee and a human would just immediately mix. And I also have a bias because I read a lot of the extended universe stuff, comics, books, whatever. And so, like, I had read a bunch of different iterations of how they met. And I had all these expectations for that I just didn't think were going to be as addressed in the movie because it felt like such a long thing to devote runtime to, and then they just decided to gloss over it.
Well, I feel like that's honestly, like, if you had to explain one thing about Han Solo, it's like how he got to know Chewie. Like, that and how he got the Millennium Falcon. Like, everything else is, like,
it's just like very
those
extra.
Are the two most important.
If you think about it, right, the whole thing that happens in New Hope with Han is that he starts off and it's just like, I don't care, kid. I just want the credits.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he like comes back, shoots Vader's ship.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I knew you'd come back.
Like
Han like grew.
Yeah.
But that was also just the plot of Solo, which was frustrating.
It was slightly more devious.
But the thing is that like the character arc that happened first in the future now just happened in the past. So then now you have to address what happened between the end of Solo,
like what made him
and
jaded.
New Hope, to suddenly make him this jaded figure.
Yeah.
When he was totally just.
I agree. You can't leave it on a
redeemed for, and then because now it makes it look like the original trilogy just kind of like.
That's one thing that I don't think Star Wars does very well. Like the whole franchise, like whenever they, I don't know, like they always leave movies kind of in an interesting place where the next one picks up and you're like, something happened in between here and I'm just going to run with it. But still there was like, something changed a little bit.
Yeah, and that was the cool thing about the extended universe stuff that Disney has just completely destroyed since they took control of all of Star Wars. Is that you had like fans and like, some crap, but also really intelligent and articulate writers and stuff, like creating these narratives to fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
And that was enough.
Yeah.
The problem, and also Lucasfilm had made it like free range, so anybody can add to the mythos, and that is canon unless someone puts something else out that trumps you, just based on a fan understanding. But then Disney decided to regulate everything and zero in.
That's what Disney does.
Because that's what Disney does, and it's good and bad. And in this case, I think it's bad because now you're setting canon, so you really can't afford to make mistakes. Like the prequel trilogy made mistakes, but there was so much freedom outside of what George Lucas made that you could forgive.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like,
you could forgive.
The only people who don't like the prequels, like the main people who don't like the prequels are the people who haven't invested any time in like sort of the alternate universe stuff, and just seeing like the extended universe and like just like exploring what there is more. And I feel like it really did leave room to grow into something that was like really unique. Like the base layer was there, like the clones was a really cool premise.
It was cool.
There was just too much like Fields of Naboo to like deal with that, but like, and this new stuff like Disney's taking all of that away, but so like forcefully that like, and then not only that, but they're presenting like with the newest trilogy, like those movies are just not good. They're not good.
The Last Jedi was so bad.
It was so bad, and people who like it are just people who are like entertained, and like sure, it's like mildly entertaining. But it was not a good movie
too. But let's just leave it at that for now. We can get back.
That could be a whole podcast on its own, which I'm down for. But that one we might want to add in clips and stuff and get ready.
But anyway, and I mean we gotta redirect back to Solo because we're about to go off on just a huge tangent. Darth Maul was cool. I was happy to see that.
There's a little bit of
that caught me completely by surprise because I don't know if you've watched any of Star Wars Rebels.
I've seen a little bit, but
okay. Well, spoiler alert.
Go for it. Anyone watching this?
Because you know that in Clone Wars it's revealed that Darth Maul survived his fight with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Blah blah blah. He tries to overthrow Darth Sidious. Doesn't work out. He retreats again. Whatever. And then in Star Wars Rebels, he finds Obi-Wan is in Tatooine because Obi-Wan is protecting Luke Skywalker, and Darth Maul finds Obi-Wan Kenobi in the desert. And he's he's like, "Why are you here? You're clearly hiding something, and I want to know what it is. Is it, you're hiding something of value?" And then they face off. And it's a really cool fight because it takes, I think, 7 seconds because they draw their sabers, they attack, they like parry each other twice, and then Obi-Wan does the strike pattern that Qui-Gon Jinn did that Darth Maul had blocked to kill Qui-Gon Jinn. But he did it purposefully to bait Darth Maul. Darth Maul tries to do the exact same thing he did to Qui-Gon Jinn. Obi-Wan counters it and just kills him. And then they have a very tender moment as Darth Maul dies, where it looks like they had bonded over the years, which is cool.
I like that.
So anyway, clearly this Solo thing is happening right before that then. To some capacity. So clearly they're going to make another movie.
They're going to do something.
Because that was just kind of there at the end. And, Daenerys Targaryen is like working for Darth Maul. I don't know.
I'm curious where, because they've promised all these movies, but where in the timeline? Because they promised a Lando movie. But then that has to be before.
Well, they were going to do the Obi-Wan thing, and I think I read that they canceled it because of how poorly Solo did.
I don't understand why it performed so badly, but...
I do.
Really?
I think I do.
I have a theory too, but I want to hear
The Last Jedi.
Oh, really?
Divided.
People liked The Last Jedi.
It polarized a lot of people. And I think that a lot of people didn't want to go see Solo because they were angry with The Last Jedi. And I think that Solo also wasn't marketed well at all.
I agree with that.
And Infinity War had come out.
That was my theory, because if anyone's going to the movies, they were going to see Infinity War or Deadpool, not Solo. Because Marvel.
It really looked like Disney was pulling the punch. Like, I don't think they had that much faith in it. And also, like, you had director issues, or you had people fired, and delays. And it's not the first time Disney's done this with something that they may not have had full trust in, like Treasure Planet. Do you remember that movie that came out in the mid 2000s? Yeah.
I love Treasure Planet.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite Disney movies.
You know what else is really good? The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Second best Disney movie ever made after The Lion King. No, but Treasure Planet was really good, but it received no marketing.
Because Disney didn't believe
it. Disney didn't want it because it was so expensive, because it combined the hand-drawn animation with the CG animation, because it was right between the transitionary period between those two for Disney, and so they didn't want to do it because it cost way too much money, and they didn't understand how to market it. So it was marketed as one thing when it really was a very heartwarming story about a boy without a dad. So Disney has this history, I think, of giving up.
I agree.
Before.
Yeah.
Which is too bad.
Yeah.
Because, imagine if they had given up on Guardians.
Yeah.
Right?
Or
or something.
Any
of the things that were gambles.
Yeah. I think.
I don't know. Solo kind of got shot in the foot.
Yeah.
But there were good things. There were some really pretty scenes. That's the one thing about Disney Star Wars that I can appreciate. There's a lot of really nice scenes.
Yeah, they definitely make it cinematic.
It's very cinematic, and that's good.
Yeah. I mean, back to the Nerd Writer's point. Yeah. If you've seen this Harry Potter movie, you gotta make good movies so people they learn how to watch good movies.
Yeah.
And I do think there are pieces of
it's late.
Star Wars. Yeah, it is late. I've been working on a website all day, so I've not been talking to anybody. There were pieces of this new Star Wars, and even of the Avengers and things that are good movie making.
Yeah.
But there are other pieces that are just kind of baiting to the audience, and I know they have to do that, but
I mean, Force Awakens had already freaked me out a little when it came out, because it looked really nice and all that, but it was essentially The New Hope again. And I didn't
like Force Awakens.
And I was worried. I appreciated it. I was like, this is new, this is fresh, this is young.
Yeah.
But now that we've reestablished what Star Wars is, because the prequels may have kind of deviated from that, now let's go somewhere new, but with intelligence. And then Disney decided to just shit in everyone's mouth and made The Last Jedi.
I agree.
And decided, I want to make Empire the best Star Wars movie again, but this time bad, and also long casino scene for no reason. And I need to restrain myself.
And just have the twist be that there's 700 plot lines.
It's just
that all go wrong.
Also the the rebellion, whatever it's called now. Is it still the rebellion?
The resistance.
It's gone now. It's a shit full of people.
Yeah, cool. How are we gonna bring that one out for a trilogy?
Remember when Luke Skywalker went from being a rash young child to being a mature Jedi Master in Return of the Jedi, and was adamant, even throughout torture, that there was still good in his father, and he could see it, and he had faith in the goodness of people. And then in The Last Jedi, he tries to murder his nephew because his nephew's having a bad dream. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Remember how intelligent that was?
Yeah.
Disney's so good.
I like how they made him kind of jaded, because it gave him a little bit of something character-wise. He would either have to be jaded or have to have been there the whole time.
I thought Leia would have been a better character to be the jaded one, because Luke had that arc, and it just kind of seems like Disney just decides to undo it.
Yeah.
But Leia her planet had been just exploded. Her belief in democracy, all the stuff had been, reduced to nothing by this empire, whatever. They win.
Yeah.
She's working now to reinstate a stable republic. And it all goes to shit again. It makes sense that she would be the one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And they're looking for Luke, and she's desperately looking for him, not just because they need that Jedi Master to help. But also because Luke is the thing that's going to ground her again in the new hope that she doesn't have anymore. and that she, to an extent, didn't really have in the first movie either, when she was just kind of headstrong but naive about the way that things were working. I don't know.
Yeah.
This could have been done better in a lot of ways. I get that Han had to die, mostly because Harrison Ford clearly doesn't want to do any more Star Wars ever.
I don't mind that Han died. That was fine with me, whatever.
I just wish that he had gone out differently.
Yeah.
But I don't know how.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I haven't really figured out how I do better.
My biggest, I wouldn't say this is my biggest problem, but one of my biggest problems is the thing that I don't get is I think that Rey is like a really absurd character. Like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
See me through.
No,
so, like, you know, like in 5th grade, when you learn about how to write and you're like writing short stories for the first time, and you learn about how like there's direct characterization and indirect characterization. Star Wars never learned that with Rey. Like, they tell you what to think about her, and they're like, she has this darkness, but she's done nothing to ever show us that she has this darkness or like anything like that.
So, who made this video? You know Jeremy Johns?
Yeah.
Okay, did you see his video on the First Order not being scary?
No.
Okay, so it came out really recently,
and
he makes a really intelligent point about how the First Order is just a bunch of screaming toddlers. But the Empire was the exact opposite, and so you felt the fear because Tarkin, Sidious, Vader, all the time, or at least 99% of the time, are very restrained, very even, very cold, very superior. There's the authority that you can just feel when they speak. Meanwhile, you have Hux and Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Just, all of their lines are just them screaming.
Yeah.
And then you have Snoke, which is just a screaming version of Sidious. And
who they just killed off.
Yeah, and he was probably the best of the three at not being a baby.
He was the one questionable, like, the interesting piece.
Yeah. I don't know. We said we weren't going to do this, and we're totally doing it.
Yeah. Okay, let's backpedal. We'll talk about this in a whole video because, like, whole podcast because I could literally go on for ages. Yeah. But, okay, I have a question. So I said I'd come back to Childish Gambino.
Yes.
Recently I read an article. I actually think my dad sent it to me again. It was about Childish Gambino, and sort of the title of the article, I don't know if you saw it, but it was like, he has our attention, but does he know what to do with it? And basically the article would go into this fact that, like, he never, like, stays on one thing, and every time you think he has a style, like, he changes it. And even with, like, the most recent, like, things that he's been up to, like, there was This Is America, and then he came out with the Summer Pack, which is very different.
Yeah.
So I kind of, like, want to know what you think. If you think it's a negative thing that he's always changing, or, like, what do you think he's doing, and do you think he knows what he's doing? Or
I mean, I've seen interviews with him where he's made it clear, I think, and I think since the beginning, that this is not the main show, that Childish Gambino is a character, and what he does as Childish Gambino is to further the character, but that he eventually wants to table, and I think this is it, right? He wants to table Childish Gambino, and he wants to continue doing music, but no longer as Childish Gambino. Yeah. And so I think it's cool, because I'm a person who likes a lot of different genres.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't like the labels of genres, but I like the wide range of music that there is out there. Most of it I really enjoy a lot, and I invest a lot of time learning a lot about its history and the way it works theory-wise and all that. So I respect a lot that he's just moving from thing to thing, because I'm a firm believer that the art we make is for ourselves, no matter what. And so the people that do their art, you know, to service their fans, I think
there's just no point.
Yeah, I think they're fake artists. So I respect, you know, he's doing what he wants to do, and if you're not on board, you shouldn't care. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
You know, if I were in his shoes, I think.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't seem to be a person who's doing it for money.
No.
And that's the biggest thing. People who claim to do it for their fans are doing it for their fans' wallets.
Yeah.
But he's exploring avenues, you know, and who knows? This may all just be him testing the water to find out what he wants to do.
Yeah.
When he drops Childish Gambino and becomes, you know, mature Gambino or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just. I like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think people put too much weight on things sometimes. Like I think This Is America kind of got blown a bit out of proportion. I think there was a very clear message he was trying to like make, and I think he was definitely trying to say something. But I've read articles about like the specific dance choreographies, harkening back to blah blah blah, and yada yada. And all these things where I think people are just reading a little bit too into what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, he's very intelligent, and he's very gifted, and he's very good, but he's not, you know, he's not God. He's not, like, he's not, like, I don't know. He's not making every point at once. He can't be.
Yeah.
Nobody's that gifted to be able to just...
Not even Kubrick.
Right. Yeah. Not even our favorites. No, because it's just like, you know, I hold him in really high esteem in Donald Glover and everything he does because I think that he's an artist. And there's few of those now.
Yeah.
But I think that people make the mistake of both underestimating Childish Gambino for what he does, you know, or devaluing the work he does by being like, oh, I've been following Childish Gambino forever. Did you ever hear Redbone? Like, I was there first week. Like, I totally heard
gets me so
but they've never heard his EP. You know, like, just stupid things where people desperately want to be a part of movements and a part of moments. Yeah. And This Is America was a moment.
For sure.
And if you can say, oh, did you see this? Because I saw it, and me and Childish Gambino know, you know. Yeah. And Donald Glover's been asked, you know, what does it mean? And he says, I'm not going to answer that. Like, it's up to you. Yeah. This is not, like, I'm not going to just
it's also like, down. Yeah, and like any work of art, like, there's only so much, like, I don't know, I very much believe in the idea that, like, an artist makes their work, and then there's the meaning that they intended, and then there's the meaning that you find, you know, and Childish Gambino, I think, like, Donald Glover more so, like, understands that, and like, he knows, I don't know, I think he, again, this is me projecting onto him, but I think he does understand that, and he's not here to tell you what to think. No. You know, like, none of his work has ever been, like, telling you what to think. Like, Atlanta does not tell you what to think. No. It merely presents, like...
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It's like, This Is America gives you the perspective of one person. Yeah. You know, he may... certain communities may decide that he speaks for them, but I don't think Childish Gambino went into that song saying, I'm speaking for Black society, or I'm speaking for whatever society. Like, this is... Yeah.
No, I think Childish Gambino is speaking for himself. He's saying,
like, this is what I see. Agree with it or not. I want to start a conversation, and I want you guys to finish it. Go ahead. Yeah.
I think he knows, like, he's not here to present the answer. He's here to present the question. And I think most of his music is also kind of like that. Like, in its way, it's evolved. Like, in camp, like, he's just telling him, you know, and then because the internet, he's telling, like, another story that he created, and like things like that, and there's like, it's very personal, but it's not, it's like for you to reflect on, not for you to like know exactly what he's saying 100% of the time, you know. I think it's very, like, all of his work is very, like, self-reflexive, if that makes sense, like reflective, not reflexive. I'm really late, but reflective. Because, like, you listen to it and it means something else than the person next to you. Yeah. Or you don't relate to it at all, and that's fine. But I just think that, like, he's your real artist in that sense of just, like, he's letting you...
Yeah, so just ask, you know, you have our attention, now what are you going to do with it?
It's just already the wrong question, in my opinion.
He's not... I don't think he's here for your attention. Yeah. I think it's completely incidental. Yeah.
Continue talking.
He's just, he's imparting his beliefs, his perspectives, who he is, and that's it.
Yeah.
What does he need your attention for?
Yeah.
And like, we're going to see him live.
Yes.
Separately.
Unfortunately.
But
fly down to LA.
See it twice.
We'll do a podcast after the show.
For sure. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like we're gonna see him live, and I'm interested to see what he's like live.
Yeah.
I kept myself in the dark about that on purpose. I just want to experience it and just understand how he puts on a show.
Yeah.
Because it's different from other people.
Yeah.
And
everything he does is different.
Everything he does is different. No, he's an artist.
Yeah.
People need to relax. Yeah. People need to
appreciate what it is, but don't try to look for all the answers.
Yeah, because you're not going to find them.
Because he doesn't want that either.
You just... Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's it.
I think the one thing the article did say that I agree with is the best is yet to come. Like, he's just someone who's not comfortable with being comfortable.
Everything that he does is so good. It's so raw.
Yeah.
Because, I think, precisely because of what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's not giving himself time. He will expose himself to something, and he will, not master it, but he will
put his best
reach
foot
a
forward.
point.
Yeah, like.
But then when it starts to become, when the risk of being complacent starts to set, he moves, and I respect that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I also think Atlanta is a really interesting intersection of a lot of what he loves. There's the music side, which is makes the show so rich.
Yeah.
And there's the comedy there that you can totally see. It's all Donald Glover comedy, the true Donald Glover signature is on that. But it also has that his experiences ingrained in it, and his feelings and his experiences for you to relate to, and for you to even just step out of your own shoes. I think everyone should be watching Atlanta because it really forces you to think about things.
Yeah,
that you would
I gotta
never...
get through season 2. I haven't had time.
It's so good. Season 2.
Oh, yeah, dude, I haven't watched any TV
better than season 1.
in since camp started, basically. It's just been
camp. Ripping
camp, just
out.
Having a job really limits the amount of free time you have.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous, and they should change.
That should change.
Fix that.
Start the movement to
right
end
now,
jobs.
Free time, all time. Hashtag. Send a message. Yeah. No. I like where we're at now in this conversation, though, about artistry and what it means and where you could find, who else do you think kind of fits that label right now?
Right now? In music?
In any
or just
industry,
any industry?
Music, I guess, is where we're at right now, but you can expand. I mean, where do you see it?
That's a tough one, because I think there's what you're saying about moments.
Mm-hmm.
There's almost moments of artistry, I think, from a lot of people right now. I think there's definitely pieces of really powerful art, but the problem is they're surrounded by all this bullshit that washes away. I don't know. Personally, I think that a lot of what Kendrick Lamar does is true art. If you, especially honestly, one of my favorite things is his music videos and how he uses video to complement the message of his song, because I think Kendrick is someone who's a little bit imparting a message on you.
Kendrick's,
and making you
he's
think,
got things to say.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Sure.
And I think he is asking you to self-reflect and be why are you not,
Yeah, I'm not huge into rap just because so much of it
it's devolved.
It's devolved, and it's just devoid of anything that I care about.
Yeah.
But Kendrick is one of those people that for me is essentially just a poet.
Yeah.
In the way that he speaks. It's real. There's something there. Yeah. I respect that a lot.
And he has the drive, and he has the platform.
Yeah, and his music's great. There's times for me when all I want is mood.
Yeah.
So I'll throw on music that just imparts just a mood. It's chill or whatever. Like, I don't even listen to the words or anything. But then there's moments when I want to hear something real. And yeah, Kendrick is definitely one of those artists where like you have to, or I feel like you have to pay attention. You can't just throw him on in the background.
Yeah.
He's not.
And if you are, you're listening to it wrong.
Yeah.
Not to tell people that you're listening to it wrong, but
you're wrong.
You're missing this whole other side.
Yeah. Focus on his like collection of those like all those Untitled songs. Untitled 5, man.
So good.
Untitled 5, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
Well,
his the way that jazz is present in his thing, like he calls back to other ages. Like his message is deeper because his message is rooted in different periods of history.
In so much history.
And he's not forgetting those periods of history.
And it's very purposeful history. You know, like he's not just like sampling someone to sample them because he thinks it sounds cool. Yeah. Like he is sampling them with a full purpose and understanding of the music of the time that he's sampling, you know, and that I think is lost on a lot of people when you hear like, I don't know, there's a lot of people who I think sample for the sake of sampling.
Yeah.
Because samples make good songs, but
like Louis Primo was on the Kids See Ghost album.
Yeah.
As a sample. And, like, he's an interesting figure, which, I mean, it's not super pertinent to the conversation because he was for sure an artist, but he's from, like, the big band times. But, like, I don't don't think there was any, like, purposefulness behind him being on that track.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was a cool beat that they made with it, but it didn't really matter. It wasn't that important. But
you couldn't
Kendrick
break it down.
Is real. Like, Untitled 5 is I forget the technical term because I'm not that much of a nerd, unfortunately, but like it's...
He knows the technical term, it's just late.
Miles Davis, like it's from a Miles Davis not arrangement, but from a Miles Davis tune that has been rearranged. The Untitled 5.
Yeah.
Side note, and that's purposeful.
Yeah. Yes.
Miles Davis is one of those people too who always called out like, why do we need to put things in genre? Like, what do you mean? What is jazz? Yeah. Like, how can you put that in a box like that? Yeah. You know, stuff like that. And I think that Kendrick, that's part of Kendrick's jam too. Like what he's trying to say. Like, you're trying to put me in a box. You're trying to genre me.
Yeah.
But how are you gonna do that?
Yeah, because you're going to put me next to these other guys.
Yeah.
But even Kendrick has an appreciation for rap today, which I applaud him for.
Yeah.
But it's tough to see
nobody wants to be hung up on the old, like,
yeah,
on what happened before. You want to move forward and you want to modernize, but you want to not forget roots. And he's one of those people that didn't. Or who's not disrespecting, you know, where he comes from.
Yeah.
But he's not afraid to say fuck you to certain conservative norms of music and life,
society, and I totally agree.
It's funny because Kendrick was the person who came to mind when I asked you the question, and I can't think of anyone else right now.
I think I can definitely.
I'm exhausted.
One side note: have you ever listened to Robert Glasper?
Have I?
I don't know. I'm just going to tell you, yes, listen to him, and then we'll talk about it later. But just with the Miles Davis, like, he's really good.
I feel like
modern day, Shout out to Lewis for introducing me to Robert Glasper. But everyone listening to this should listen to Robert Glasper. But
music-wise, I don't know if I can think of.
I think J. Cole has his moments.
J. Cole has his moments.
I mean, I'm obviously more well-versed in rap. I think a lot of...
Do you know Leon Bridges?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
His first album was a huge throwback. It was very Sam Cooke. You know, like, it was just grounded in that kind of soul.
Yeah.
Which was cool. And I was desperate for another album, and it came out. And I went into it thinking it was going to be more of that, and it wasn't at all. And the first time I listened to it, I was disappointed, and I was confused, and I didn't like it. And then I was listening to it before class, and then I went to class, and I got through the day, and at the end of the day, I listened to it again, and I liked some tracks on it, and then the third time through, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And the more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm really happy that that's how it went.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it's not good to be stuck in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that he
found his own place.
Is branching.
Yeah.
And looking for his own sound. Because, in truth, it wasn't his sound.
Yeah.
On the first album. It was nice to, have that portal back, but we need new stuff. Mm-hmm. So I respect that. And that's a move. I mean, we'll see. Because he's young. We'll see where he goes from here.
Yeah.
But that decision of his
to find his own place
is a moment of artistry. We're talking about moments of artistry, so that's definitely a moment of artistry for me.
I think someone who
we can choose a different medium. We can move between mediums because I'm trying to think about
there's plenty film. I would actually love to do a whole podcast on just this. Once I think a little bit more, and we could present them to each other.
Yeah, we need to.
I would love to do that, but I mean, as of now, it depends how recent you want to go.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time a few months ago looking at Sofia Coppola, and I think there's artistry there, you know? But she's not the most recent director,
right?
But she's someone who's really found her own voice.
You still have to show me how you made that case, because I'm a person who didn't really appreciate much of what she did.
Yeah, I'll send you.
But I'm very open to it because obviously Frances is probably, definitely top 3 for sure, no question. You know that I'm a big Nolan guy.
Yeah.
And I can't really shake that. And Kubrick.
Shake Kubrick.
No, you can't. I mean, they all might be tied for 3rd, but that seems like a lame way to go about it.
Yeah.
So let's just say they're all in the top 3, but I haven't ranked them yet.
Yeah.
So, it's in the genes.
Yeah. But I think she's someone who could have gotten swept up in her dad's style, it wouldn't have been that hard. But she's someone who found a completely different voice. Mm-hmm. And I think watching Sofia Coppola without appreciating that, it's almost meaningless.
Yeah.
Because you really have to look. She's definitely in the art film genre, if we're going to use genres. But we're straying away from those, so. But I do think, she is someone who has, real artistry and, a passion for having her voice in her films.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that she tried to not just be a copycat.
Yeah.
However, that's not enough. So there's got to be more, and I know there's more.
Yeah.
I know you wouldn't make the case, or you wouldn't tell me that you're going to make the case,
unless
because you came to me saying you were going to make the case.
Yes.
So clearly you have something, and so you'll present that.
I think I do.
Probably agree with you.
I'm not going to present it here because I'm working on the video essay right now, so stay tuned. But in terms of other films,
Nolan obviously.
But that's almost we can't even go into that right now because it would just be an entire podcast on its own. Maybe we could do an artistry series where you pick people who have. That would be really cool. Let's do that.
Let's just quit our jobs and just do this forever.
We could do an hour on each person.
We could. And then
comment down below if you'd watch it.
Let us know. We have no idea what we're doing.
But
because we have so many ideas.
Well, there's just too much. Yeah.
There's so much we want to do. And not enough time.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, no, that's the best kind of problem to have.
I think we could do once a week. Yeah, that's a side note. I think we could do once every week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because it's just sitting down.
We have time. We're young.
Yeah. We are young. We're complaining. All the people with real jobs are going to be
they're going to be
shaking their fingers.
Come on, you work at a summer camp.
I work at a med tech institute, so just kidding.
Nerd.
No, but I would love to do. I think we should do an artistry series. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In all sorts of different mediums.
I mean, Dunkirk. Right.
I just bought the other Father's Day gift for my dad. Besides, wow, shout out to Chris Denon for coming up more in this podcast than Kubrick, which is impressive. Besides the tickets to the restored 2001: A Space Odyssey, or
there's Kubrick though.
The OG cut. I also got him Dunkirk in 4K. So you're invited to when we watch that.
I love that.
This is gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
All right.
I do think there is artistry there.
Yeah.
There's so much artistry.
How much time do we have?
I don't know. We've been talking for like 45 minutes.
Cool. Let's just make it to the hour.
Job. Okay, cool. Let's keep talking.
Just because the timer's going.
No, I agree.
Let's finish it.
Let's do it.
And then you can just cut things and just splice it. If
Podcast no splice.
No splice
just along
if
for
you
the
can
ride.
help it. But every once in a while.
That's fair.
Once we get sponsored, then we're gonna have commercial breaks. We're gonna need to start.
That's gonna be a while.
Editing.
This one's sponsored by Community and Shutterfly.
Ooh,
Put your face on a mug. But yeah, I think that'd be really cool to do an art series. I think we've gone into Childish Gambino with pretty good depth, but I think we could talk about Atlanta. Donald Glover and stuff like that.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. We should
probably. I haven't seen season 2 though. I think we should.
We'll wait for it.
Yeah, because I want to be as active as possible in the conversation.
Yes, I like it. Yeah, I think an interesting thing, and we might have to do this. I don't know if we'll have time to flesh this out, but I think someone who used to have a lot of artistry, and I think Kanye West used to have a lot of
that's a topic.
Different, he had a very unique sound, and I do think there was artistry in there, with a lot of his early / mid albums. But I think it's tough for me to think now because I can't tell if he still has artistry. I just disagree with the message. I can't tell how biased I am when assessing his music just because it's so it makes me. I don't know. There's just some lines in his, music where I'm just you don't understand the issue you're talking about, in my opinion. I don't know. It's tough.
It's tough to separate the artist from the art.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, even just look at, XXX Tentacion, which I don't know if I say he's an artist. I don't, but that's he's sparked a huge debate on separating artists from the art.
Yeah. I have separated the artist from the art in his scenario.
Kanye West?
No, XXX Tentacion or whatever.
Yeah.
However, both are shit, in my opinion.
That's fair.
So it was a really easy thing to do because they go
fair,
along with each other. With Kanye, it's different, because early, like you were saying, early mid Kanye, I think he really helped pave the way for a lot of people. His sound.
He was revolutionary.
I think he
you
redefined,
cannot argue.
He helped establish what rap was going to be for a while after he started.
Well, in artistry in rap, I think he really paved the way for a lot. If you look before Kanye West, it was all 50 Cent. I'm going to the club. I'm gonna F my blah blah blah. And then Kanye came along and really brought rap out of sort of this club dark age, if you will.
Yeah, I just think musically even forgetting the lyrics. The lyrics.
Well, even the themes.
I mean, it's just put the lyrics away for a second. The lyrics are for some of the things really good, and for other things are just okay, but whatever. But throw those away. It's really good. The beats that he has, all these things are just
complex. And,
they're it's sophisticated, and then I think people obviously moved beyond him. I think that he's not a relic or anything, but I think that Kanye's time as one of the people to look to is nearing its end. I think he's disturbed. I think psychologically obviously he's bipolar or something.
Yeah.
And I think that he should sort that out. And I think that he's always had an ego. I just think that now things have kind of snowballed.
Well, I think now is a time
It's overtaking his art.
Like,
because it overtook him already, I think.
Yeah.
And now it's beginning to seep into, like, his newest album was just him. A lot of the songs were weird, and his message was weird, and
and they just reference like current events that were just kind of like, do you really have? I don't know, like, do you really have the knowledge on this topic to be speaking out
That's
to
my problem.
as big as your audience is?
That's my problem with a lot of things now. Is there's a lot of just, I can mention something, therefore I'm knowledgeable.
Yes.
Especially with like politics and current events, it's a lot of headline journalism and a lot of basic cursory knowledge is going to do it.
I saw what Trump tweeted, so I know politics.
And I can engage in debate because I can yell louder and my rhetoric is more annoying and deafening than yours, so I'll win. But I don't know what I'm talking about, all this stuff. And it's bad because he said things and I've heard different perspectives and I'm inclined towards one side over the other. But I still understand the other perspective, and it makes sense. It's not outlandish. It's just I can't give him that much credit. I don't think. And because he's not knowledgeable. Yeah. He just hasn't presented himself as a person who's knowledgeable. And that frustrates me a lot.
I agree with that. I think, like, he also, like, now in society, it makes sense that now is when Kanye's ego is getting out of check, because, like, this is a time where, like, egos are running rampant, and we're, like, basing decisions purely off of egos, and, like, and it makes sense why this is, like, the rise of this version of Kanye. Yeah. It's just such a bummer, in my opinion. Like, it makes me bummed.
It bums me out. And, like, to be fair, Kanye was never, like, I always appreciated his work, but he was never someone I was like, man, I can't wait for the new Kanye,
I agree with that, yeah.
He was just like, oh, this is good. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, like, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, sorry if I mixed that up to any really Kanye people, but, like that album, like, that's something I look to, and, like, I see that as there's artistry in there. Yeah. But in his new albums, it's just hard, because, like, it feels like it's the shouting contest.
Yeah, and also what made him popular in the sense that he was, establishing a new norm. It's now the norm. Yeah. So that's not special anymore. Yeah. So he's not, like...
It's like the pissing contest of music.
And it's, once you've established a norm, then you better be the best at it. Otherwise, you're going to be overtaken, and that's just the way it works. And I think that's what's happening, is that there are just better people now. Yeah. He paved the way, and that's important. Yeah. But that's it. I think that now it's other people's turn. And again, this is not a section of music that I am most knowledgeable in.
I agree. Me too. Like,
I don't want to speak
tell people
out of turn and be incorrect. Because, like I said, I'm frustrated with people that speak to things that they're not knowledgeable about. And it's not that I'm not knowledgeable, it's just that this is definitely not an area of expertise, so I don't want to lecture too much.
I agree. I mean, everything we're saying here, disclaimer, it's just our opinions. Yeah. We're not saying it's right or wrong. It's just literally our opinions, so take that with a grain of salt. I think another thing we could talk about, actually, we might not have time again, even though we covered Kanye pretty quick, but we can go more into depth, but Drake. Because I think he's great at making top chart songs. Like, he has got it down. And I don't want to, like, take anything away from him because, like, he's up on his horse and, like, go him. But it just seems a little formulaic.
Yeah, like, and that's my problem with him. I'm not a person who cares about what's at the top of the charts. Yeah. Because rarely is what sits at number one is something that I actually think is art or good music. Yeah. A lot of it is formulaic, because formulaic things...
They sell. In any genre of content.
He's very marketable, which is good for him. Yeah. But I don't care. And
did you listen to his new album?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. There was one song
that
I liked. This Is How You Feel. I don't know why. I just liked it.
But even like that, right? Like
it was just I liked it.
There was one track on the new Kanye album that I liked for some reason.
Yeah.
And it was literally just because of like the sound.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the lyrics.
I do think he knows that a good beat is important. And I respect that.
He can hold on to that.
Yeah. Like I respect that. Like Drake lays down the beats and I like good for him and like that's important in hip hop and like I like that he's making new beats. He's sampling not totally with purpose, but he is respecting his elders, if you will.
Yeah. No, I mean like he's not.
Yeah. The worst.
the typical pop star that's just he's not Taylor Swift.
Yeah. She's irrelevant now though. You just make yourself look old if you say that.
No, it's because I got a friend in Santa Clara who likes.
Shout him out.
Matthew Zhang.
I swear.
You suck. No, man, like I don't even know who she's marketing herself towards, and yet like she's one of the most expensive people to see live, right? Like she's still making money.
Good for her, but
formulaic and cookie cutter and whatever. And I think that Drake is definitely
talk about music without a purpose.
Yeah, seriously. So I'm not saying that Drake is exactly like that, but I'm saying that if you have to look at someone in the rap game who's not like SoundCloud rappers or like just these people where it's like, what is the point of your music? Drake is definitely on that side where it's formulaic. The message is the same, but there's no depth to the message. So it's not. Drake is really cool in the background of things you do. Yeah, I agree.
That. Like Dragon Work, Drake, not too bad.
He's not bad. He's just not someone I think you should put any effort into consuming.
Or like look up to as like an artist.
Yeah.
As like a peak artist, I guess. Which, again, that's probably, people are gonna get mad if anyone hears this besides our closest friends. But
because
I'm just surprised when I see how much people like Drake.
Yeah, it's good for him though. Like I respect it. You gotta do what you gotta do, and whatever. If your motivation is money.
And I do think he respects music. I just wouldn't go as far as say he's not.
Yeah, I just think that like he's definitely in it for the money.
Yes.
But also like you can be in it for both. I just would prefer when people aren't. No one's in it not for the money, I guess. Yeah. But just more for one than the other. Yeah. But he seems to be kind of.
Well, ideally, if you say your own style and you have your own message, then the money will come. But the problem is nowadays that's just not the case for a lot of people.
And then when the money comes, what happens after?
Stay to your voice.
It's hard, especially when there's a lot of money because your voice is really nice.
Yes.
But what are you gonna do? That's
part of the game. Well,
we did it.
Yeah, we'll probably want to wrap it up.
Yeah, we should. I have work.
If I have work too. I have a doctor's appointment.
Oh yeah. Be there 5 minutes early.
Yeah, Linda, only the most helpful lady out there.
Oh yeah, boy.
I would say it was pretty good for our first podcast. I liked it.
Yeah.
Hopefully anyone else except us enjoys it, but really all that matters is do it for us.
Do it for
us. There's artistry here. And just kidding, but we are doing it for us.
But
so if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. But
we're amazing people.
Yep.
We're really good at talking for no reason forever.
At each other. But we do change each other's perspectives a lot of the time. So I feel like that's important. Like
we're never totally out of sync, but we're definitely like
not on the same page all the time. Yeah, I agree. So I would just say tune in. Hopefully we'll have another episode sometime soon. Yeah. I mean, in the summer we should try to just fit in as many as possible.
Even if we don't
put them out yet, we should just crank them as much. Say that.
Well, you don't know what we're planning. Yeah,
if you want to sponsor us, let us know. And if you have anything you want us to talk about, let us know as well. That's all you gotta say, I guess. The classic sign off. Like and subscribe. Follow the channel.
Turn on the notifications icon
post notifications
so that you know when we post new stuff.
Kate and Marcello in whatever time we decide to film. Woo. See you later.